Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Second live stream of the morning. Hopefully everybody's having a beautiful, blessed morning. Not working too hard, but hard enough to make that money to go ahead and get you some more fish tank, aquariums, corals, fish, you name it. Hopefully you all are doing awesome and well. Let me see. Backyard notice. Let's see. Oh, nothing. Sun's out. Sun's trying to come out. Man, what's up? Rough snow in New Jersey. We got hammered here. We got hammered. Kids didn't even go to school yesterday. We got hammered. Probably not as hammered as New Jersey did, though. You guys be safe out there, man. Honestly, just be safe and don't move if you ain't got to. I looked pretty rough on the news, what I seen. Lone Star Reefer, hey! What the hell, man? How long's it been? It seems like it's been a while, Lone Star Reefer, has it? Or I don't know. Seems like forever, man. I see some names, I'm like, wow. Has it been that long? What's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, hopefully YouTube is getting all the notifications out. Hopefully, be nice, but we'll see. It seems like it's been okay. It's slowly picking back up, thankfully. Sherry, I'm back listening. There we go. Thank you, Sherry, so much. Sherry's also, yes and no, been busy. Understandable, man. I had to take off a little bit of time myself to handle a bunch of stuff. Seems like when I did that, a lot of people got pissed off. I don't know why, but, I don't get that, but it is what it is. It's not okay for me to get upset and worked up or mad because of certain things that happen on, social media. But let me tell you, it's okay for everybody else to get pretty ticked off when I take off a little time. What's up, West Coast? We got West Coast in the house right here. Another one of my friends here that definitely helps support the channel. Right along with Miss Sherry's Reef right here. Yeah. For you guys that are coming in listening, if you'd like to become a member as well, you can also do so. Hit the join button and become a member of this channel. Will's Aquarium morning. What's going on, Will's Aquarium? How's it going? Hopefully it's doing great for you. What's up, OG's Fish Room? What's going on, man? Oh, the Herm. We have the Herm here as well. Another solid member here as well. Help support the channel. Another one right here is coming in. Naked Dog Reefer. Thank you all that support this channel and are a member of this channel. So, yeah. Oh, we are back. Anyway, I was saying, it's crazy, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? I mean, sometimes you gotta walk away. I mean, people act like, you're not entitled to a vacation or anything. You got to do, at the end of the day, you got to do what's right for you. So you can come back stronger and, fresh page, fresh slates, and and you're able to function and work like you need to work. So, but yeah, I got to get this room straightened out. Like I said, I still got stuff to do. I got electrical to do for this room, and aquariums and the whole 9 yards. So, but anyway, what are we talking about this morning? Well, we were talking about Kyle Kowalser. We were talking about a little bit of everything. Like always, so Aquarium Talk, for anybody that's new coming in, it's opportunity to come in, talk, say, ask questions. And what's up, John D? Good morning as well. Ask questions, and hopefully everybody answers the question to the best of their knowledge, best of their ability, and help whoever is asking questions, help them out in a positive manner. So that's what we do here. If you're new coming in, if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Somebody's going to answer the question for you and help you out. We also open this up for people that would like to come in and hang out and hold a conversation. So before I do that, I must ask, is there anybody like to come in and have a one-on-one, 104, 5, 10, whatever, in a conversation? So does anybody like to come in? I will open it up if people want to come in and talk about aquariums and maybe show us what's going on in your aquarium and stuff like that as well. So just throw that out there, and don't have to if you don't want to. Anyway, I am still trying to wake up, dude. Cupping mushroom, 8. My new powdered brown, third fish he got. The big hairy mushroom, man. The big mushroom. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. You sure the powder brown just didn't die and end up? Yeah. You should take a picture of that. You should take a picture, or take a picture of it. Put it on Instagram if you haven't already. That's funny. It's not funny, but it's funny. It's not funny because of Hawaii shut down and stuff like that. So when it comes to fish, it's like, I don't know what anybody's going to do about fish. I think there's going to be a lot of reef tanks fishless. Or people, because I can't really see people spending a whole ton of money on fish that you can't propagate or frag remotely to get your money back at any point. So yeah. Yeah, he's looking for a new home. Oh, you're gonna put him out? Why are you gonna put him out? Hey everyone. What's up? What's up, Carrie? Shout out to not here. We got Carrie as well. Hello. So yeah. But anyway, what are you guys up to besides listening while you work? So anyway. Yeah, with the Hawaii man, I don't know what people are going to do for fish. I have no idea, no clue. But I would definitely assume that with that ban, there's going to be a lot of people running fishless aquariums. That straight corals, no fish. And I kind of wonder how other people are going to deal with that, because fish provide a certain level of husbandry, in the aquarium, as far as I'm concerned. Tangs, graze, they pick, they clean rocks, and, blennies, algae blennies, and stuff like that. Fish poo and all this other stuff for a reef, to help a reef thrive. wrasses, picking parasites, bugs and stuff like this, off of corals and stuff like that. So, far as I know, it's for fish. Fish. Far as I know, that's all I know. Don't quote me on that, Drama D. But yes, as far as I know, it is strictly for fish right now. But yeah, other than that, I have no idea. Wrapping a box truck right now. Oh, there you go. I'm selling my yellow tang 800. Yellow tangs 800 a piece. Carrie, you wrong for that, brother. He said 800 a piece. I would assume a lot of people will be selling new fish. Why they can. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. Honestly, I really don't. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what people are going to do. Are people still going to run an aquarium with just corals? Or they're going to quit just because they can't have the fish with it. It's something I'm wondering about. I don't know if this is going to be a long-term ban. I don't know if it's a short-term. I have no idea. All I know is Hawaii shut down. So, and if it was to open back up, from my understanding, there will be no more Achilles and stuff like that. Far as my understanding. And that understanding is due to somebody else's saying. So I have to take it for what it is. That other person's knowledge is, and that is more than mine because they import. So because they import, I kind of have to just go by what they say. I'm selling my yellow tang and, 800 a piece. I don't know, care if you can do that. More power to you if you're able to get that off. Just saying. Good vibes. What's the longest you have heard of someone keeping a tang? I've heard stories of 30, 40 years. I have not heard that. I mean, I personally, I've never, I don't know. I have no idea. My longest tang was 8 years. So, yeah, I'm not going to say that. Oh, trash is here. Cool. My longest has been, I've ever had was 8. And, yeah, I personally, I have no idea. That's a deal. Mine's lasted for 2K. 2K. What? Hey, shout out right here. Another supporter of the channel. Everybody get flash in the hand. Oh, mine's listed for 2K. Oh, he listed it. Oh, that's a deal. He listed. Never mind, dude. It's morning. I'm like, I don't even know what I was reading on that one. He said, Carrie's is a deal. His is listed for 2K. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot of people. I'm assuming doing that. That is. But yeah, as far as the years, 30 or 40 years. Besides with Long Island Aquarium, there is a blue hippo tag that's been there for a very long time. And I can't remember the exact years that's been there. But I think a long time. And I can't remember exactly, but maybe close to that, but not 30 or 40. Maybe 10 to 20, maybe. But you're talking in I can't remember, 10, 20,000 gallon, 20,000, I think it's 20,000 gallon aquarium. That's a lot different and significant from us as hobbyists in a smaller system. So I see that number being a little bit better than the average aquarist or hobbyist. So I read that the ban in Hawaii was due to overfishing like tuna we eat. However, ornamental fish can still be exported to a few spots for captive breeding. Political, like always. Well, that's what it is for captive breeding. Yeah. It's all politics. It's political. It's just whatever. My tanks are 3 years old. Yeah. And, yeah, I don't know. So when it comes to that, we'll see. So if it's only for captive bred only, once again, it means it's not for us. At the end of the day, it's not for us. So if things are making it in, they're going to probably be making it in illegally. And at the end of the day, guess what? If you want it, you're still going to pay a ton of money. Like I said, I have somebody said $200-300 retail on a yellow tank. Not in a million years would I be paying that. Not in a million. I'm sorry. For a yellow tang that's a $15 fish. You know what I mean? Or used to be a $15 fish. Dead serious. I don't even know what the price sheets are anymore, or what's going on, because I don't even ask anymore. I don't ask. There's no reason to ask. Everything is whatever, and to each his own. You want to spend that type of money on that, you're more than welcome. Obviously, everybody has their own right and opinion on it. But at the end of the day, $200-300 for a $15 fish is crazy. It's not that important. You can have an aquarium successful aquarium. You're just going to make sure that you monitor and do things a little bit even more. Tighten up your game. You're going to tighten up your game because there are going to be things in there no more that's going to take care of problems. This is where the talks should get into. And what I mean by aquarium talks, I mean by what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because the majority of you all that's here or anybody in this hobby aren't going to spend that type of money, regardless. You're not, you're not. I mean, it's cool, but you're not going to do that. So what are you going to do? You're going to quarantine. Oh, quarantine is going to go through the roof. I feel a lot of people are going to quarantine like they never quarantined before. Should you quarantine if this is the way it's going to be? You really, as far as I'm concerned, you ain't got a choice. I mean, you got a choice, but you're going to lose a lot of corals and stuff if you choose not to, because you're going to have no fish in the system to deal with anything. So things can get really crazy really fast. Overpopulated and just kill off things in the aquarium. So I definitely think that I would definitely now, if that's the case, recommend quarantine. I know people are like, what, Rico? Well, if times change, what are you going to do? I mean, I utilize fish to take care of problems. The fish are just outrageous and ridiculous. Then what do? Well, you got to do it now. Your fish, you don't have the fish to do it. So who's going to do it for you? You are. So you need to make sure that you're ready for that. You know what I mean? Like, in theory, tangs were like 80 before when supply catches up. It should return. It may take a year or a few. For the time being, regardless, you're gonna have to do what you got to do to make sure that you're not introducing stuff to your aquarium that can wreak havoc on coral and stuff like that. So, and when I say quarantine, you have to give your quarantine process some good time. And what I mean by good time, I mean, well, real quick before I get on that. So what I mean good time is it takes time for things to appear. So getting batches at one time, I would limit my batches to what I would get in small doses and set up a couple quarantine tanks. Stage 1, 2, and maybe 3. If you got into 2 and something pop up, you go back into 1, and number 2 tank is reset. And I mean reset. I mean scrubbed, thrown out, whatever media or sponge you had in there, sterilized, reset back up, and ready to go for the corals come back into stage 2. Stage 2 goes, you go into stage 3 for the final process, and then nothing pops up, then go ahead. And I should be talking about this because I think it is very important. But anyway, let's see. I don't quarantine and I have 15 fish in my 75 gallon, but get 1 fish at a time. Big algae scrubber. Right. Algae scrubbers are going to be your tangs. Unfortunately, I'm just being honest. I'm not paying for 1 fish at a time at $200-300 for a $15 fish. It's just not happening. It's just not worth it. It's just not. So there's, as one said, as far as the algae scrubbers. Well, algae scrubbers is definitely going to be your tank. Algae scrubbers are going to help you. That's going to make everything go to one place to actually grow and take care of nutrients and all that. Keep that out to display. So algae scrubbers are going to be something that are going to be more people are going to implement. See, there's ways around all this. It's just understanding and utilizing it. Val says, I think the Hawaii fish ban will end up creating black markets like drug bans have. You're about more, probably 110% right on that. Unfortunately, that's probably exactly what it will be. It's already, see, people don't have a problem spending money. People complain about the price of coral, but people don't mind spending money on things that is really an investment. A fish is an investment, but it's not. You can't frag this fish. You can't reproduce this fish or have this fish reproduce in your aquarium to have offspring. Okay, corals you can. Corals are going to make your money back. It's going to pay for itself. It's going to sustain you and what you need to do for it, and and so on. So to spend $300-400 on a 1/4-inch frag or $300 on a fish, 9 times out of 10, people are going to buy the frag because the frag is going to grow, and they'll take the chance of the loss of that versus the fish. Once it's lost. The coral can do the same thing, but you have higher chances of actually, if it doesn't, then you're more than likely certain going to make your money back off of that, and it's going to pay for itself and others. So it's just one of those. And we're talking about the Hawaiian ban. If you're coming in and you're just now hearing what we're talking about the fish ban in Hawaii. So bristle tangs are way better than my lazy yellow tang. Well, yeah, but we're talking about when there's those tangs are gone, when they died, or when they have died and gone um, to the other realm of things, and they're no longer available to you. Or if they are, that same bristletooth tang is now $800 or something crazy like that. There's no way that any of you were really going to spend that type of money for the most part. I'm not going to say 100% no way, because some of you guys will just do it just to do it. More power to you and bless you. That is not going to be I, myself, Eva, but yeah, you can frag out a coral, can't frag out a fish. Yep, I agree. Fish are really cool to look at, though. They are, and they create movement in your aquarium. So if you want movement and you are a stickhead, I suggest you throw in some softies to get some movement in your aquarium if you want some type of movement. Colt corals, I love colt corals. Leathers and whatever else. Hey, what's up, Marcus Reef? How's it going, my man? But yeah, those are the things that you're going to have to consider. Nobody can consider those things but you. Therefore, it is what it is, right? If you want movement, I suggest you do that. Now, hopefully, just hopefully, this is not a long-term thing. It's a political thing, and the political thing comes to a halt and a head, and things go back to normal. Do I see things going back to normal? That's hard to say. Everybody's an activist for something. Everybody knows what's best for something or someone. This world is coming to an end in a handbasket. I don't get it. People make false accusations about everything. People do things. What's up, Insane Reefer? So what's up, Rico? Am I late? Yeah, we're about 27 minutes in, buddy. But it's all right. But yeah, I mean, all the activists that go on and that's not right, that's not right, life's not right, life's not fair. No, nothing in this world is fair. Okay, can we make it better? Yeah, but how? Try to be as truthful as possible. First off, not taking pictures of a bunch of fish laying on the ground, talking about, look, somebody might have staged that to make it seem like, oh, this is what's going on. We're talking about an ocean. And can things be over poached or whatever? I guess so. But there's a lot that's out there, as far as these ornamental fish and stuff like that. I don't think we're putting a dent in any of that, to be quite honest. I mean, these fish are preyed upon by other predatory fish. Okay, these are like tender morsels, Scooby snacks, other fish. You know what I mean? Can you imagine just sitting down there and counting the amount of fish that get consumed by other fish? So the population of what goes on in these fish, right? What's up, Chadwick? No notification this time. Sorry, but I mean, it's just one of those things, man. I don't know what to say. Try unsubscribing. We know I'm not going to say becoming a member, because we've done that. There's people that are members that didn't get notifications. So it's just one of those things. I don't know what to say. So, when it comes to that, I mean, other fish eating fish, what it is, what it is. They talk overfishing while China is out there invading oceans and dredge/drag net fishing all over the globe. It's a joke. There you go. And that's Mr. Mike says. Might be client side. I don't know. It might be. It might be. I have no idea. Surgeon tanks are so cool. I really appreciate how mine do so well. Yeah. But it is. It's what do we do, hobbyists? What do we do? Is there anything that we could do on our side as hobbyists wanting ornamental fish, wanting the release and get them to open Hawaii, let's just say? Or is there anything that we can do as hobbyists to fight against all this activists or whatever? Is there anything that we can do to make them prove and show proof of their numbers and what they're actually saying and all this other stuff? I don't know. I mean, would I like to be involved in it, like fighting against the politicians and the corrupt ways of what they do? Of course, because it's like, it's okay for one side to say this and then everything changes, but it's not okay, immediately changes. But it's like you got to fight for what to get it to what? It's just one of these things. I don't know, man. In Hawaii, locals are still allowed to net catch barbecue 30 Achilles tangs at a time, apparently. I mean, there you go. I mean, when you hear stuff like this, or when you're getting this type of stuff, it is what it is. Hippo tanks are 55 to 60 here in, but yellow tanks went from 50 to 110 and 150. Exactly. Like, that's crazy, Marvin. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. Flame Angels increased from 60 to 150. Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, not to be funny, guys. There's no way that I don't expect anybody to pay that. Will there be some person want to pay that? Yeah, they're not in our hobby. They're just, they got so much money to burn, and it is what it is. But yeah. Package. Front door. But anyway, I read somewhere the same. As long as they live on the island, they can catch what they want. Well, that defeats the purpose, right, of what they're saying, though. Right? Not to be funny. Don't that defeat the purpose of what was being said? Just saying. For real, for real. Anyway, no, just whatever. No. I wouldn't be on here if that was happening. That's not going to happen for a while. I mean, because it takes so long anyway. Right now, back up with everything. Just redeem a bounce to ultra. Just no exporting. You can rack it in then my man. You can rack it in then my man. I don't. and they're eating mature fish while ornamental fish were juveniles. Wow. Well, I mean, who's all down? No, Flashkin. That is not allowed. I read somewhere the saying, as long as they live on island. Okay, so yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, honestly, how I feel is just like, once again, one side you can do all this, but this is supposed to be the problem. Well, if this is a problem, just because you live on an island, well, what makes it different because you live on an island? If there's a real problem that we have here with ornamental fish and this, and that, and the population and all that, you would think that this would even be banned for people on island, right? So here is what I'm talking about that goes, goes on all the time. It's like, it's a lot of false stuff. A lot of time it is political, and reasons why. Obviously, money has everything to do with it. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I get that if other countries are coming in globally and wrecking havoc on these nets and doing all this net dredging and stuff like that, why aren't we regulating that? Why don't we put that to a stop? If they want to do it in their waters, do it what belongs to them in their waters, fine. That's on that side. And when they have nothing, that's on them. For us, we don't do, I feel, what other countries do, when it comes to that type of stuff. I could be wrong. I said, I just don't feel. I didn't say I had any kind of, proof on that. I just don't feel that. First, all the activism we got, that ain't gonna even happen. I doubt that anyway. But my thing is, we have crabbing, and we're only allowed so much crab. We have, like us here in the lakes and stuff like everywhere you go, it's so much per whatever. Every side has their story, correct. We're regulated here like nobody's business, just even with our freshwater fish, fishing and saltwater fishing too. You go to any pier here or whatever, Florida, they got to be a certain size. They got to be. Now, don't get me wrong. There's people that just take stuff too, and when they get caught, they pay hellacious fine, probably get their house took, whatever else, and so on. I mean, come on, there's regulations for a reason. We obviously don't want to be depleted of things that we enjoy, so therefore we have to value, regulations. Like, I get that. I don't want people to think that we shouldn't have regulation. What's up? Simply reefing. I don't want people to think that we, shouldn't have regulations, because we should. But the Hawaii stuff, to me, just it doesn't make sense. And if you say that there's a true problem with fish or the population, it doesn't matter if you live on the island or not. There's no way that you would be allowing anybody to take anything for some time to allow the population to bounce back. If it was a true population problem, would you guys agree on that? And girls, would you agree on that statement or disagree? I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about that. Wow, I see. So it's against keeping fish in cages. Oh, is it? Oh, so now it's about, so we, it says eating in a cage, Let's see. Ruling was made. Okay, it says here the ruling was made in response to a request by aquarium fishing opponents. What did I miss? It's like one of Rico's live streams, but everybody wants to be a coral dealer. Everybody wants to sell tanks and they abuse it by doing it illegally. And that's a problem. And that's a problem. Fish oil, omega fatty 3 acids to treat COVID has possibly contributed to the Hawaii ban. Just kidding. But what if? Drama D, what if? That's a big question there too. What if? These are the same people that run kill shelters. They do not believe animals should be pets. Oh, the same people that run kill shelters are the same ones that don't believe animals should be pets. Okay. And who died and made them the king of that kind of decision? See, it's very sad. Ban until the aquarium fish industry completes the Chapter 343 environmental review process. Simply Reefing, can you please inform us what the Chapter 343 environmental review process is, please? Just help us out on this conversation since you brought that up. Because I do not know what that is. Just sum it up if it's that long. Just kind of help us out here, or anybody else that's listening. Then we should close our local LFS from selling fish. They sell our fish in 6x6 boxes. Just saying, we can't change the gears of operation once they are turning. It takes time to change all that. The 114, 100% correct. That's 100% correct there. And that's a good point, and nothing against our local LFSs at all. Nothing against them at all. He's right. Ethical talks have increased. Been in news, gotta go get work done. See ya. Thanks, Chadwick. It says anyone who takes marine life for commercial purposes must have a commercial marine license, CML, issued by the Department of Land and Natural Resources Division of Aquatic Resources, DAR. So, don't most or whoever that takes marine life in the first place have to have a license, or don't they have a license? I mean, not to be funny, I mean, just a fishing license, don't that count as a license once you apply for that license to be able to take marine life? Or is this something I'm missing when it comes to illegally, somebody or big companies illegally taking marine life? I have no idea. Looks like they need to review if overfishing is short. Overfishing is short. Maybe I need to get more into this, more in depth with this, because these are some good conversations here. I mean, I don't, I like Carrie just put out there, it said takes marine life for commercial purpose. Okay, so for license, okay, I get that. But for commercial purpose, must have a commercial marine license. But how are people importing or exporting without a marine commercial license? Besides, obviously, illegally. But are we talking about the illegals, or are we talking about legally? People that are legal to import and export have to show documents, proof, whatever, have an account set up and all this other stuff. Supposedly. Is there ways around it? Obviously, we all know there's always ways around all kinds of stuff. So how is that going to help anybody that has had a commercial purpose and a commercial marine license already, that has been following the law and has been doing what they're supposed to be doing? They are the ones being affected right now by that. So why shut it down and wait for whatever? Why not just immediately put a task force together to combat people that are illegally doing this? Why not just go around to wherever these fish are going to, and letting those fish land to wherever, whoever's going to pick them up or whatever, and stop them and obtain the information as necessary to make sure that the people that are receiving this, that's going to a commercial facility for the purpose of sales commercially, making sure that they have what they need. Their license, their permits are up to date and in order. I don't get it why everybody has to be, whatever. It is, to me, it seems like it's an easy fix, but maybe I'm misreading something here or misunderstanding. So no, wasn't there an LFS that was convicted for illegally taking marine life? They might have been. I have no idea. I heard fish don't come from the ocean. That is awesome. Okay. Thing to do. They come from the sky. That sounds great as well. It came somewhere. But at the end of the day, why the people, the stores that legally own and operate legally, with their importing and exporting and all this other stuff to commercially sell to us as hobbyists, they are being affected by what others, I understand shit rolls downhill. But to me, it would seem to be quite easy to put the resources together to create a special environmental task force for our marine hobby together, right? To target those that are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. See, it's not a problem, having a quota, having tags, and understanding what the fish population is doing, and having a set amount per year that is allowed, and that's based per year of what they see or what they can observe in the ocean and the population, right? To me, it seemed very easy to put together a task force for environmental commercial task force that goes around and checks and monitors the export of fish from Hawaii to wherever its destination's going, and having task force put in play. First off, you're creating more jobs. Just being honest, you're creating more jobs for people, even though it seems like there's a job crisis. You're creating more jobs. Also, it's a job worth having. It's a job worthwhile. It's something that we should have in place to make sure that, first off, people are not illegally taking and doing this on the side. I'm just saying. I'm not the biggest rule follower myself. I don't like certain rules, but it just depends on what it is. But we're talking about, because some are stupid. Well, in this case, it's not stupid. These are things that we enjoy. These are things that we would like to see continue. We like to be able to go scuba diving. We like to be able to see the fish in their natural environment as well, But at the same time, I feel like you're able to create and stop something if you really want it. Are you going to stop everything in the world? No. But you can really put a big dent in it if you're able to follow the destination of these fish, where they're going, and verifying that the people that are the final end consumers before hobbyists actually have all their paperwork in order, and they actually obtain an up-to-date commercial license for resale, or selling these fish to the public, to the hobbyists, the community, aquarium community, and stuff like that. I don't know how you all feel about that, but I think that would be a great plan. Also, I think it helps the ones that are already following the rules or playing by the rules, when it comes to, stores, your top shelves, your worldwide corals, your mom and pops LFSs, that been in business for 30 years or 20 years or whatever the case may be. I think they should do that immediately, not stop the haul immediately. Put this, or temporary stop it for temporary, to get this in order, to get this to come together, to get these teams ready and stuff like that, to go out and start this, because, and I say temporary because mom and pop stores, these littler stores are the ones that are getting crushed. They're getting buried alive. They're making it harder for us people that are hobbyists that want to go support our local LFS. They're not going to be there much longer. I'm just being honest. A lot of them are closed to this day now. Never going to reopen. It's like everything else. It's a monopoly board. I always said this world is like a monopoly board. Don't pass go. Do not collect 200. You got big companies like Walmart, Sam's Club, stuff like that. Target. All these companies. Home Depot's, Lowe's, even with the situation with what's going on right now, they never skipped a beat. If anything, they grew. They grew even bigger or whatever. And what happened to the smaller companies? Obsolete now. Complete obsolete. We're talking about aquarium hobbies here. We're talking about mom and pop little LFSs. What do you think? The same thing's happening. Same thing's happening. If you're not the big man on campus, your chop suey, your chum, and temporary, and I mean very temporary, cool. No, these mom and pops need certain things to stay afloat. They count on fish sales. They count on this type of stuff. There's not a big markup on dry goods and stuff. If they, I'm just being honest. I mean, to stock something on their shelf to make, the sale of, let's just say, I'm just hypothetically speaking, and no offense to the company or anybody, I don't know, but I'm going to just say like Hannah, to have a Hannah checker on your shelf and make a sale on that, and after taxes and all that, you made $1. Maybe $2. I don't know what it is. I'm throwing that hypothetically speaking here. So do not quote me. Do not take it to heart. But it sat on their shelf for 3 months. Storage, all this, all that. You run in a little sale. If let's just say the company was already running a sale and it's cheaper than what the LFS has it for, it's going to sit on the shelf longer. So, these mom and pops have what is called a lot of them have to run on, not to be funny, service. They have to do services on the aquarium. They have to service the aquariums. The service is where a lot of them make their money at, doing service. Sales are just like whatever. It's just whatever. But anyway, like I said, I'm not trying to beat the dead horse. I just wish that, there was other stuff in place. Now here it is. Because of that, it all trickles to us. So whatever they are getting, they're getting hit so hard and everything that they have to sell these fish now, a $20 fish or a $60 fish for $150 or $200. I mean, think about that. You got a $50 fish now going for $150 to $200, 2 to 3 times the amount of normal. All falls on the end consumer. which is us. And a lot of us are not going to be willing to pay for that. So therefore, it goes back to the what? LFS. And if it goes back to the LFS and the LFS, eventually it just all crashes and burns. Just saying. What about Great Barrier Reef and the damage it's going through? Why won't they ban coral removal from the ocean? Good point. Good point, staying busy. I don't know. It's just crazy, right? So I love these conversations because, you can really kind of just sit here and try to think about these things and be like, a lot of this stuff doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. The Herb says it takes money to regulate the industry. I believe they don't want to invest in regulation, so they implicate the ban. Fear from prosecution seems to be more money saving. And you know what, the Herb? That's a great point too, man. That is like you guys. And here, we don't know nothing. We're just aquarium hobbyists, and we can't speak for ourselves. These are great. Stay busy. The Herb. These are great things. Simply Reefing says, here's the problem: reefs get damaged, and fish move on. The population decreases, and that alone would screw numbers. That is true. Dredge nets over reefs and all this other stuff. Yeah. You think they would want people to have fish and coral? How will we repopulate the reef and ocean once they have been destroyed? We're the only ones that are going to be able to do that. The industry, the aquarium hobbyists are the only ones that's going to be able to do that. And the cool thing about it is because they've been beat up from us trying to figure out and play Mother Nature and do all these cool things, right? That they're so hardy now that when we put them out there, they probably have way more better chance than they ever had in a long time. So they're going to take more tolerance to fluctuations and stuff like that. I that's what I believe. Now, after generations of whatever in the ocean, if the ocean ever become really, really stable for X amount of years and then decide, well, then we'll have the same event, bleaching events probably and all this other stuff. It says, that's what I'm thinking, Drama. Look at clown breeding by the thousands. True. My son told me they have started making other freshwater neon fish. They probably have. Maybe we can't help ourselves. Science/facts, and the human emotions are butting heads. How do you feel about that? The Herb that said that. Human emotions butting heads before we end this live stream. I don't know. It's something that we can all think about, truly think about. Where is that going to leave us in the end? As hobbyists, what is that going to do for us? What's going to happen? Everybody knows what's best. Look, Mikey eating it. The old Kicks commercial, right? Anyway, yeah, guys, and yes, it's just one of those things that's just very sad, unfortunate, and we'll see. All we can do is just wait it out, see what that's going to lead us another couple years from now, 5 years from now, and see what happens. I honestly, where are we going to be at in 5 years in this hobby? Where are we going to be at? Anybody know? What do you think we'll be at in 5 years in the aquarium hobby? I mean, me personally, I love this hobby. I enjoy it. I love helping people. But there's this other side of me that says that, it might not be here. And I'm not trying to be funny. But we love the hobby and we do appreciate the facts, but it is our greed to want more, the issue. This is a great topic. And the Herb, you're right. We as people do it to ourselves. What's up, Scott Morrison from Scotland? Hello. We, the people, do it to ourselves. What we have is never enough. We always want more. And because the majority of us are that type of people, they will do whatever it takes to get it. And it doesn't matter who it affects. It doesn't matter who it harms. It doesn't matter about any of that. Once you have a taste of something and it feels good, you want more of it. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. Unfortunately, we can't change people. People will always be people, and people always been the demise of people. Nobody's satisfied of what they have. Nobody's just blessed and can appreciate what they have, because what they have is never enough. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have goals, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't have, want to better yourself. But what I will say is sometimes less is more. And sometimes we have to have a rude awakening just to be thankful for what we got. And I think a lot of us may have felt that just with what's going on now. Being confined, let's just say, being more closed up than you ever have felt, unless you've maybe been in jail or something, then it was probably nothing to you, obviously. But being confined to your home, basically, being around your significant others, your children, should have taught you something to appreciate what you have and how important that really is. But just, I'm not trying to take it off the topic. I'm just saying, off of what Herm says, we all love what we have, right? Our aquariums, our family, the whole 9 yards. I would assume that all of us are here because we enjoy this hobby. And I hope that you love your family. But what I got most from what the Herm said is, we're never satisfied. He said greed. I'm saying, as people, it's never enough. And when I used to say to people, when is enough enough? That's the question. When is enough enough? Does anybody have the answer to that one? It's just very unfortunate, that people are people, and not saying people are bad. I think people lose themselves. People forget what all this really is for, or whatever. And the answer to the question, when is enough enough? The simple answer is never. Because people are just people. And you can change you, but you can't change others. And you can't change them till they're willing to really want to change themselves. So therefore, it is what it is. Please, sir, can I have some time? So remember to hit that thumbs up button if you guys are coming in and didn't hit the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up button. Also, unless people find ways to fight back bans, cancel culture, censorship, etc., will just get worse over time. And Val, you are 110% right. We do a lot of talking about, fish, coral, aquarium industry, the whole 9 yards. but it's no different than our daily jobs, tasks. You know, it all goes together some way. It's all part of our life, right? Aquariums are just another thing that we add to our life, to our, you know, our family. Multiple, you know, for multiple reasons. You know, some of us suffer from PTSD, some of us suffer from just depression, some of us suffer from things that we don't understand, but somehow this part of our life brings us peace, joy. Come on, let's just be real, right? Because it is a headache. Don't get it twisted. This hobby's a headache, but there's some underlying self-gratification that we get from this hobby, even though sometimes this hobby does abuse us. We get something from it. And that's that what we get is what keeps us in the fight for the long haul. But unless people find a way to fight what's really important and do the right thing, and you know, it might be a lost cause. It might simply be eventually just become a lost cause. And you know, I hate to give up hope on things and all this other stuff, but Val has a good point, and it's just unfortunate that, you know, good points and jokes all have a little truth to them. You know, that's what makes them good, you know, or funny, or the above. But yeah, I don't, you know, it is what it is. You know, I hope things will change. I hope, you know, everything around us will eventually get better. Is it promising? It's really honestly boils down to people, right? It boils down to people. You have constant divides in people when it comes to aquarium, let alone just our everyday beliefs and whatever in society. But even when it comes to, it's so funny because even when it comes to a simple water in a bowl, creates a hell of a divide. And everybody wants to be the man. Everybody wants to be the king of YouTube or king of live streams or king of social media. Everybody want to be a king. The funny part is everybody is a king in their own way. And not everybody agree with what everybody says. But how do we get people to change their thought process and just simply respect each other? I don't get it. Because you don't agree doesn't mean you can't have respect for somebody. You know, they're still a person just like you or I, right? Respect is earned as well. And, you know, the old saying, you give respect to get respect. I don't know. It's just, yeah. And, you know, the ban hopefully will lift, you know, you know, and the requirements are met, but what about next time? You know, will there be a next time? Probably. You know, one thing I think that we all can do is lead by example. You know, the hardest thing is for me on social media is really not allowing my blood pressure to get going too much. It really is. And I'm human. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect, not by any means. I'm very passionate, if you guys can tell. I love this hobby. You know, I love it. And it's one of those things that we all can work on ourselves. You know what I mean? We can all learn to, we have control to work on ourselves. We don't have control to work on others, but we do have control to work on ourselves and make us better and set better examples for people when we do live streams like this, when they come in. When they come in and show people that, it's a great hobby. You get people scared off by people like Angry Owl, and I would be scared too if you got something that's like 4'11" with the world's smallest hands and 6-inch tongue and a flathead to put a bear on comes at you in the chat. I'd be scared of that too. But we got to make sure that people aren't scared of that. People are willing to, Anyway, I had to throw that out there. Just playing. Rico, hope all is well. Hey, man, I was looking for you. I noticed one time you mentioned you don't care for ick on fish. Can you explain the deal on your end? Ick is ick. It reminds me of chicken pox. The problem is it's not so much of a problem. Ick is not so much of a problem if you're dealing with a healthy fish, and you're keeping your fish fed, and you keep your fish from being so stressed out. It comes and goes. Okay, so I don't think there's a foolproof plan to fully get rid of ick. People say they are. There's one character I remember that said they got the cure to ick, and I'm like, okay, well, you should be a millionaire by now, but I'm not going to talk about who did that. But it's always been around, and unless you're willing to medicate all your fish, and deal with them in a separate quarantine system and actually medicate them, I think you'll never get rid of ick. Like, to put them in a separate tank and quarantine and whatever, that parasite still has the ability to feed on that fish in your quarantine system. People are not normally changing out anything. They're just observing the fish. Well, if the fish is never stressed out to present these signs, you're never going to see it anyway, right? And then you throw it in your aquarium. And then you add something else that went in from quarantine, like another tank. And then, bam, that's when you see ick. Ick and velvet get confused a lot for one another. Fish become so stressed out, it looks like velvet. That happened, and they die. They just got so stressed. I put a lot of fish in the beast, just to report. My fish look like salt shakers. Everybody said, "Oh, there goes the egg." Sure did. I knew it. But my fish made it through. There were some that didn't, some small ones or whatever. They didn't make it. Okay, but the strong ones survived. And they did great. I got rid of all the fish at the end to move the beast, to sell the beast and get rid of it because we had to move. I've always did the, flukes as well. Yeah, thank you, John D. But I've always done that all these years. Fan is probably now quarantining, but he never quarantined. He just popped them in his aquarium, even at Tidal Gardens. We all did. Any of us old heads. He's probably doing it now, and it's not a bad idea. If there's going to be a ban and all this other stuff, I suggest you probably do everything in your power to make sure your fish are disease-free completely, because it's not going to be as simple as getting anything else. And the only way you're going to really completely, I feel, get a fish disease-free, which nobody's ever talked about on my channel. Everybody got their 2 cents. Everybody put in their 2 cents. Everybody wanted to try to troll somebody and act like they know what they're talking about. But ultimately, staring at your tank, a QT tank, and there's nothing there to aggravate that fish or do anything for that fish to even make that fish show signs of stress and break out. Hey, it is what it is, right? That's cool. And it ain't going to show its nasty head until, he goes in and becomes whatever, right? So I never cared about it, and I never suffered any great devastation from it ever. Um, period. Now, once again, the difference is I had it more so in the beast than I ever had in any other tank. And that's probably due to the ability of me just using all dry rock. Every other time I've always used live rock. And when I've used live rock, I'm pretty sure all the stuff that was in live rock and the different beneficial little creatures and everything else probably ate on those parasites. So it really helped out a lot. Also, depending on the size of the aquarium is going to make a big difference. If a fish is confined into a smaller spot, then it's going to be so much worse and so much, whatever on that fish. But I've always had larger aquariums too. So just like in the ocean, it's not a problem there. Why? Because they have a big what? But is that true? They say. All these reef fish hang out at the reef. All these reef fish don't really leave the reef, do they? They stay in cracks and crevices around the reef or whatever. So if they had ick, the ick drops right there, right back, right in their home, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, realistically, that's what you think, right? That's what you would believe, right? I mean, just saying. So when the fish go to bed at night, the ick goes through its process and able to find a quick host again, right? I know it didn't make sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense. My thoughts process on ick and all that is obviously different from everybody else. But if you truly want to get rid of problems or parasites and flukes and all this other stuff, I'm not going to be funny. It was a thing that really is not talked about. It's really for, like, my LFS used to keep that. Do that for especially angels, but kept a lot of his methods to himself as a LFS, and now it's made it over to Tidal Gardens. I heard they just they dropped a video on it, and that's I use Foran too and all this other stuff for things, but you guys didn't see it. You can check it out once again. If that's what you choose to do, that's going to be the best, almost foolproof plan to keeping fish from whatever. Are there side effects or certain things that can happen behind that? Of course, just like anything else. But I choose to do things whatever. Now, if this is a true ban and whatever, first off, I'm not having fish. I'm not paying anything remotely close to $15 fish. Now is $200, $150, $200, $300. That's just not happening, people. And that's just me. More power to you all that want to do that, but me, why is that? It seems to be more noticeable even in the evening hours, or is that me? I think it's due to different lighting. The lighting, the lighting that's being used, I think you're able to probably pick up on it more, see it better, which your eyes are able to see better during that time. That's all. That's what I say. I could be wrong, but honestly, I never really feared for ick. I never have. Red bugs, flatworms, bristleworms, algae, the whole works. Yeah, I mean, your corals are going to have to get a nice dose regimen too of good fine dips and stuff like that, and understanding that some corals like certain dips and other corals don't neither. So that's a big thing. No problem, man. I mean, I hope that my explanation on my take of ick. I mean, hopefully you kind of just try to understand it from my perspective, or how I viewed it, and or how I look at it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense to me. I don't think it, everything I say makes sense to everybody, but yeah. Connect to the other side and T-fit maybe. Oh yeah, but yeah. So it is what it is. But all right, guys, I think this was a hell of a conversation. I would like to do more of these kind of conversations as well. So I'm going to get off here. The wife is up from her whatever. I think we're going to go have some lunch and work on the house and get some more stuff done before the kids get home. I just want to say thanks all of you that are in here. I'm glad that you guys appreciate the channel. Glad you guys that are members support the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Trust and believe that it is. These aquariums, hello everyone that's new, and I really haven't seen much or their names. Hopefully you guys are comfortable that are new here and feel comfortable. Hopefully everybody made you feel comfortable and welcomed. That's awesome. That's what it's about, should be about. Also, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, make sure you hit the thumbs up. One last thing, if you guys saltwateraquarium.com, real quick, if it's in the description of all my videos, if you are new and you are looking to purchase aquarium needs, get great company. There's also a promo code in the description of all my videos to receive 5% off of your merchandise if you like to utilize this company for your aquarium needs or animal needs, should I say, however you want to look at it. You're able to do that and receive 5% for life. It's not a one-time deal. It's not anything or month deal. It's a forever deal. Just understand that 5% does not go towards MAP price items. So also if you always, whenever you make a purchase or whatever, there's always notes that you can leave behind. You can let them know how much you appreciate or don't appreciate me and what it is that I bring to the community, the hobby, and to saltwateraquarium.com. So just understand that, and I greatly appreciate you and your time as well. Thank you all, and have a great Tuesday.